Hello everyone, it is Joe here from Omnipoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. Today we're going to be looking at Dialga VSTAR, a super spicy card from Astral Radiance that has already spiked a couple of very large online tournaments, because taking two turns is one of the most broken things you can possibly do in the Pokemon trading card game. You can knock stuff out, your opponent can't react, then you can take even more knockouts. You can do some of the craziest things where you can deplete your opponent's board with an Avery and 2 attacks down to nothing. It's really crazy, to be honest. You really do front load all of your win conditions into one Dialga most of the time. Sometimes you don't even have any backup. So this card is really interesting in terms of how it tries to yoink the entire tempo of the game away from an opponent just by power spiking off of a Star Chronos. That is the attack that we're going to really lean into here. 220 damage, and you take an additional turn after this one. It costs 5 energy, so very expensive to get rolling. 220 is a fantastic number, though. It's dealing with basically every evolving V Pokemon, so it's a great thing to try and use in combination with Cross Switcher or Boss's Orders in the best case scenario to take something out of play. Then, hopefully, especially with additional attachments, you can Metal Blast your way to knock out even other V-Stars. I think that's what's so critical here. Metal Blast for 5 energy is doing 240, but that 6th puts you up to 280. So if you can Chronos first, then attach to the Metal Blast the following turn that you get, the free one, you can ideally take a 4-prize swing in the game and realistically take as many threats, all of your opponent's threats off the board in one go. That's the idea here. So really, really awesome, really cool to try and make this engine work because the attack cost is monstrous. We're going to try and use lots of Mysterious Tales from Mew, and we're going to try and use concealed cards from Greninja to fuel our discard pile, as well as drawing us even more combo pieces as we go. For extra discard synergy, we are playing the new trekking shoes in the highest count possible. So really, keep track of your Metal Saucers, try and use all 4 onto a Dialga in a turn, and manually attach to get that Chronos out of nowhere. If you go first, you have a bit more leeway. You can turn attach a couple times, of course, which is great. But if we're going for full combo, you're either trying to use all 4 of your saucers or include the Raihan as part of your win condition to get towards this attack. And yeah, that's really the entire aspect of the deck, just leaning into this one V-Star. We play 2 of the V as well. Metal Coating can be an attack you use if you really feel safe against some lower damage output decks where you can just get some free attachments in, but it's something you will use very sparingly. So yeah, just a 2-2 counts because we really only have the resources to get one Dialga rolling in most games. So we have a Hisuian Heavy and lots of Ball Search, the 4 Quick, the 2 Ultra, and the 2 VIP Pass to try and get our guys into play all in one go. That's kind of the main idea here. Then we do have 2 sort of supplementary attackers. Zacian's a great card to end your turn on because you get 3 additional cards to see, and every now and then you can get the extra attachment in, which means sometimes if you've got access to all 4 Saucer and Raihan, you can actually allow a Dialga to get knocked out and you still have this last ditch effort of Brave Blade, which is nice, and it's also getting you cards, so never a bad thing there. And we're also playing 1 Aegislash V, just because I don't want to insta-scoop to Miltank on sight, so having Sonic Edge, being able to get through all effects is obviously very good here. No, it can't knock out caped Miltanks, but you can just try and churn your way through them as quickly as possible, is kind of the idea here. So yeah, trying to have this turbo engine. We have cross switches, so we can make the most out of the numbers from Star Chronos. We have Avery as well. It's a great thing to limit your opponent's board and then just target down their key threats so they don't have multiple things ready to go all in one sitting. And then we're playing 1 extra boss and 1 Marnie as well to fill out the curve. But yeah, this turbo engine's working very well with Palkia. It's also being played a lot with Dialga. It's a lot more YOLO, but it's certainly a lot of fun to try and get going. So we're going to try and take 2 turns on our opponent and make some wacky combinations happen. This is a really good thinking player's deck, I think, because sequencing is super important to get the combo in the first place, but also making the most out of your 2 turns is going to be huge. So let's get into a game here. Sometimes you don't even have to go full combo. You can go in and hit with your Metal Blast early, just set things up for the Chronos as well. That's always an option. Getting to go first is obviously massive. Just getting a free attachment on its own is already huge, and our start is very strong here, actually. Pretty much the dream. So we'll see what we're up against. Looks like we're up against Reggie's. Now, Reggie's isn't the best matchup for us, but we are playing double Avery, and we can try and take 2 turns. So sometimes we can go Avery and take 2 knockouts and really set our opponent back a big way here. So that's kind of going to be our priority. As we do have Dialga and Greninja, these are obviously going to be the first 2 things we look towards. I think I used Greninja once here before the Ultra Ball. I'm likely Ultra Balling for Crobat for a fresh hand here. That's a couple very good cards. We always play the Source. We always play Balloon. So I can get rid of... I could net again, actually. Let's just net one more time. This is one of the key combos of the deck. Just reusing this Greninja as much as possible is massive. Okay, we get some nice discards here. I think I just get rid of both Mew here and Crobat for the full suite. Yeah, I think honestly I just thin a card here. Pumpkin Pit's a good card to have because they easily could be... let's thin the Aegislash. Yeah, let's thin this guy and just get the full fresh 6. Yeah, they could easily be playing Path to the Peak. We hit our other VIP pass, but all of the basics that we want in the world anyway. So I think I'm quick balling away our VIP rather than throwing it out there. I think I like Pump to hand to unlock the hand that little bit more for next turn. We will continue to draw, because I can end my turn on Intrepid, of course. I will take E-Search, because we haven't done a turn attachment yet. Let's retreat into a Mew here. See a card. Extra sources are never bad. We do have activation of it straight away. Seems like a card we want. Source here, we'll get the energy drop on. And we're happy enough to Intrepid here. We don't get much to help us out, to be honest. If we do get hit with a Path, it's not a problem now that we have the Training Court, but I don't have much push potential. We'd be reliant on the Mysterious Tail to get us into Ball Search. So we'll see how that goes. Our opponent gonna throw a Rod into the bin straight away. They're gonna bounce into their Drago so they can hoard for some cards. The good news is Dialga and Zacian are both pretty tanky, of course. Don't have fire weakness, so... Or they don't represent fire weakness. So that's obviously good news. We see the Pokegear fail, so just 4 random cards to help them here. They do rip the research. Still no energy in the discard pile and 3 nets already down. Okay. No energy makes me think we're gonna not get knocked out this turn. They'd have to have a really specific hand with like Ultra Ball, Aurora Energy, stuff like that. I'm gonna get rid of a boss. I'm gonna grab a steel guy. Still no turn attachment from them at all, actually. Let's see. So there's the capture coming in. Just pass to us. So Court isn't live. So we're going to tail here. Net isn't too helpful. I get a refund, basically. I really need to be able to... get an Ultra Ball, honestly. That's going to completely unlock the hand. Ultra or Quick Ball. Okay, Quick Ball's okay. So, Stadium play, Quick Ball away, a Mew. Play the Cross Switches into Zacian. Bat for 1, 2, 3 cards. It's not great, but it's what we're working with. We may as well go for the gig. I think... Play, draw 3. Mostly need an energy to unlock this hand. Still no luck, but a couple of shoes. I think I do need the Dialga. So yeah, we'll take. And we have to take the E-Search. That's going to be good though, because I can pop off with Greninja for a couple additional here. Okay, let's continue to Greninja. Means I can take 2 turns here. 2 turns plus Marnie. Sounds good. Okay. Let's play the source. Let's attach. I guess I can attach to the... Yeah, I may as well play both source. Attach here. Play the Marnie. So we hit turn 2 combo, which is great. And let's start to churn through their board. Essentially, we're setting out our stall pretty early here. We're just saying, never get set up, please. That's basically the whole idea. Deplete their board back down to 3 Reggies. There's still no energy in their discard pile. But we have to win in 4 attacks here. And that shouldn't be too difficult. Metal Blast, tank, Metal Blast. Zacian hits, tanks, hits. So we should just be there, honestly. And that's even if they attack us this turn. I could have got extra court. Oh no, I couldn't get court value. Okay, fine. Alright, they're going to go for a stalling boss. Which is completely fine. We have enough energy that it's not an issue. Play Jubilife, okay. But we're coming in once again. We should just be over the line here. They're relying on a Marnie. They obviously don't need the full Reggie board here if they just manually attach. But it's just going to be a Terra Spark. Okay. Don't need to overplay here. My Hail Mary is next turn, Brave Blade Avery. We've only seen 1 rod from them so far. They definitely need to do some Pokemon recovery. There's only 1 Aurora in the discard pile right now as well, so that's another thing they need to access. Capture to the Registeel. Okay. There's the big gig. There goes Aurora number 2, so that's something for them. Let's see if they can rod and recycle 2 guys. Okay. There you go, double a Lecky. Belt pass, okay. If I boss now, it makes them play another rod. The only thing is I need to boss around this, right? We should just be wrapped up, let's be honest. Don't really see an avenue for them now. Even if they get the gang, it's a little too late. There's the gang, so we will see a Blizzard bind. But Zacian's going to be a new Pokemon. A new defending pocket monster. So we'll just smack. Seems like a pretty good win. I do think the Averys are a big part of how we win this matchup. Like, our opponent had a fairly slower start there, so we didn't need to Avery, but ideally you go Avery 2 turns them, right? To completely deplete their board and then just have them scrambling around. Let's get into another game, but not before talking about the Potown store. It's the place you can go for PTCGO codes. You can use a 5% discount on your order using that code Omnipoke. Alright, let's get into another game. We popped off there. We got to go first. We got the turn 2 combo. What more do you want? We've already hit the heights. It's already the dream. Our opponent allows us to go first. That's great. I'll always take that. Probably tells us they're an Inteleon engine. But you always take going first because it's an extra attachment for you. And yeah, straight away we see Sobble. We're going to pitch a couple metal because we already have the court, which I'm very happy to put down. I think I grabbed Dialga straight away. Maximum cards just grabbing Greninja though. Let's grab Greninja first. Alright, lots of access to energy cards. Lots of Greninja use gonna come in here. We do have both Dialgas, so I can discard this. Alright, looking good. I gave our opponent some free information there by attaching first, but hey ho. Do I put the other Mew down? I'm not worried about Path unless it's alongside a Marnie. An Inteleon engine is capable of Path Marnie though, so I guess I just chill. We're not super close to combo right now. Our opponent is playing Mally. Rapid Mally. By the looks of things. See a boss. Okay. Another matchup where Avery is going to be great. Especially because it's within our range of going Avery Cross Switcher KO. They might have to play even more defensive with their Avery, which would be so good for us. I'm going to start by thinning. We don't need the Aegislash here. Okay. Let's draw a couple with Greninja. There's our VSTAR. Let's play some shoes. Yes, I want more shoes. I actually want this energy, I think, so I can manually attach Net Greninja Court. So I think I actually want this energy. Let's do this. Let's Greninja again. I can thin one more card. Can't really get low enough to make the most out of a Crobat, so I keep it in the deck in case I get hit with random hand disruption. Let's go 2 deeper. Support cards aren't too helpful, so it's time to Avery. Yeah, so they have to play defensively, which is hilarious. Let's evolve. Let's attach. So I have got rid of my other Dialga. So there's an argument for us to not Metal Blast here. If their 3-card hand is insane, they'd only have one Drizzile to get them towards a big Cynthia's Ambition. I'm only really afraid if they already have like Energy Drop Mally, that sort of stuff. If I just sit with Zacian and Sword this turn, I'm still not in that much threat of getting KO'd, honestly. So I think we can wait. I think it's safest to wait. I'm fully aware of how pop-off Mally can be, so as much as I like the tempo blast into one of their 2 Sobbles here, I think you got to play safer. They're just going to keep calling again. Okay, so the hand is significantly worse / more reliant on whatchamacallums. Cynthia's. Let's throw the next Avery at them. So we're still not quite there yet. It's a bit annoying. I'm worried about how many cards are remaining in the deck, honestly, before I deck out. So we'll do it this way around. Get some free attachments back. I don't need to play any other cards here, so let's just Chronos. And then we boss the Sobble. And it's still possible for us to be in a bad spot here, honestly. Which is pretty funny. Like, if they just have raw good cards in hand, they could take a KO here. But even if they take the KO, like, they need to have such good follow-ups from there. They need to hit, like, all their rescue carriers. So they do have the raw ambition. There's one of the carriers. Carriers can't really be spent for damage in this instance, though, which is the only good news. Yeah, he's just redeveloping the board. I'm not really sure about that Manaphy bench, but there you go. All right. Let's swing. It's still very possible that we end up losing this game. They take a KO this turn, we're actually in a bad spot. Because our other guys are pretty weak. Fragile. I'm going to see Drizzile. Rescue Carrier converts into some good damage. There's the carrier. I wonder if they'll manage to get a Remoraid down here. They are also 2 Inkay down and 2 Carrier down, so that's another like backdoor win con if I just take out this and this. If they don't have access to Rod, they're just toast. Okay. So they recognize that and do get back the ink, which makes sense. Artillery is just going to be damage. Level Ball is also going to be damage. So I guess they're not allowed to bench anything here. They just have to hold a 1-card hand. Okay, they're netting stuff up. So actually they do have to convert the whole hand now, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Oh yeah, and then they just hold Drizzile in hand. Okay. So if I was able to Cross Switcher KO, it would obviously be strong. But I'd have to draw it. I can go into either of these, though, because I can Raihan patch attach. Oh, I could Raihan it, right? Do I have enough cards in deck if I Raihan? Oh, I get this. So Raihan, take the card. I have 2 cards left in deck. I'm taking a prize. I draw 1, I take a prize. I draw 1, I take a prize and win. So I'm allowed to Raihan my last Cross Switcher if it's in deck. So let's have a look. Okay, Cross Switcher's not in deck, so we take this. We play our source. It's really us just trying to Marnie them next turn, I guess, is our only strat. If I take Cross Switcher off prizes and can make a Cross Switcher KO Marnie play, that could be okay. But it shouldn't be too difficult for them to piece together a KO next turn. That's the worst prize possible, obviously. They've only played 2 ambitions so far. They already have the guaranteed energy from the Training Court. Argument for us there to Pumpkin Pit away the energy. I can do that next turn, though, alongside the Marnie. They still have a good amount of crystals anyway. I don't think it changes their outs too much. They could still end up using Fog Crystal just to thin. Yeah, they grab Inkay. So they have gone wide Peepo bench, the full 8 here. Have the guaranteed energy, so they just need to find Mali and, well, if they get access to Big Inteleon, they can do all sorts. 2 Incense played, though. They seem to be taking their time, though. Looks like they missed the KO. When you don't have Mali, or sorry, Octillery powered up, there is the chance that they just whiff. So we've managed to do stuff into 1 prize matchups, just disrupting with Avery. So that's shown its strength, I guess. But bit of a nail biter there. Let's get into our final game. Maybe we can find some multiple prize Pokemon. That would be cool. But yeah, interesting game. I didn't feel super in control. Some regrets that I didn't cross switch it, but that's obviously after the fact that they ended up keep calling passing. We get to go first again. You love to see it. You love to see it. Oh, these are the hands you go to bed dreaming about, right? Oh, the dream. You're telling me you don't go to bed dreaming about hands? Stop lying. Looks like we're up against Arc Intel. By the looks of things, anyway. And this is usually a pretty reasonable matchup for us. So we have Prize of Dialga. We do have a Hisuian Heavy, though. So let's grab backup Zacian for now. We already have the Frog. We'll start there. Let's play a Shoe. You always want nets, they're busted. Let's keep frogging. Let's see what's within this Mew. If I take the Quick Ball, I can double dip the Mew, but I think I just want guaranteed attachment. It lets me net active, oh sorry, net Greninja one more time. banking energy in the discard pile is great because it means you don't get clogged up with sources, so you can actually insta-play everything and then you can start batting for maximum value. Speak of the devil. I definitely don't want to get rid of Pumpkaboo. I could get rid of Marnie pretty comfortably, though. I only have 1 net remaining. 2 nets remaining. So I think I'm fairly comfortable making another Mew here. It means I would have no board space for Pumpkaboo if they do hit me with a path next turn. Maybe I shouldn't do that. We just go in with Crobat here. So I have the out to path. Another shoe, don't mind if I do. Let's discard this. So 3 in the bin, 1 Saucer played so far. Again, the option to pivot into another Mew here, but I'm not really under pressure from them. So let's just draw some cards. Those are 3 pretty strong cards. You're always happy to see the Dialga raw, because you only play 2 Ultra Ball. It's actually one of the harder things to access in the combo. So let's see how our opponent's turn is going to shape up. We saw DTs and we saw Intel pieces basically from their mulligan. Oh, it's Ice Rider Arceus? Okay. The Ice Rider part probably not doing great here. So they have a research, that's why they're using all the level balls proactively. Gorgeous artwork of the Ice Rider. Do you see the energy drop onto Arc? They have even more level balls they can play for Sobbles. Who needs keep calling when you got 3 level balls? Another quick ball, more, all 4 level ball. Teach me. Alright, they are going to get double Arc developed. And they scrap away our Balloon, which is a little bit annoying, makes us spend a net potentially. Alright, let's Thin to win. So I can play 1, 2, 3. I could proactively play boss if I was feeling like a gambler. I could still cross switcher my way out if things went wrong though. I kind of want the extra draw from potential Avery's though. So I might just bat for a couple of cards. Play. I guess I Greninja first here. Do I? Yeah, I should Greninja first. Let's try and hit Ball Search that can lower this hand size more. That's the opposite of lowering our hand size more. Let's see what the Mew has for us. Saucer isn't bad. I really just want the draw power though. I guess we're going Source here. I think I'm just going to take KO active. And just say, you can't deal with this Dialga. And then I try and boss Kronos next turn. Or I can boss this turn. If I boss this turn and hit this guy, it's much better into him double evolving or going evolve Big Charm. So I guess I should proactively boss and just get the hit in. So I can go Kronos, try and find customs for this one, even if it turns into a VSTAR or gets Big Charmed. In a weird way, I'd really like to get Marnied here. Even if it comes with a path, I think I'd prefer that. You love to see it. Naturally, they're going to try and combine it with path, right? But looky here, we hit the busted outs. That was an out, that was an out, that was an out. Love to see it. Alright, so they can incense VSTAR power. They might need the DTE. They're probably getting path in the mix here somewhere. They're going to get evolving more Drizzles. Definitely makes sense. But I don't think it matters too much. Rod? That's a bit of a peculiar one. Maybe they know that they only have access to one Arceus, because they're playing Arceus and Ice Rider split, so maybe they need the Rod to recover the next Arceus. It's what you call sus. Alright. Arc getting loaded up. As you'd expect, really. Right, so let's do this. Burn this. Avery sounds great. We'll do it after a Crobat, though. Because I want to work towards our cross switches now. We have Kronos locked. We just want to make sure that we can make full use out of it. No peep of cross switcher at all. I need to keep the net so I can cross-switch net. I will play around a hand disruptor here. Obviously it's not this turn, but it's cards that I'm happy to play. And let's start Kronos. Alright, Cross Switch is a good prize card, as long as I can find the other piece. Okay, you think that's lucky, but it was half of our deck. Okay, good. Good. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So I do need to go to 28 anyway. Take the next piece out. Sure, I can put a... I don't need to put the Mew down, honestly. I have access to a Pumpkin if I need it. So that's a pretty textbook Dialga 2 turns. Knock out the guy with an Avery, and then cross-switch the other guy. It's gone pretty well, if you ask me. The opponent does have ways to bounce back here, potentially. If they can make a Melanie Starmie play happen, that's probably best value. I was worried that they could go Big Intel Raihan, potentially, but that's off the table now. We're not going to see a Rod. Training Court comes in. So they're going to make a guy. Try and attach to it in Marnie. Alright. And just a pass. Let's just take our prize. See a boss. They're panicking now. That ain't it, Chief. So there you go. There's some Turbo Dialga. It's fun. It's also pretty dangerous. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the deck. It's clearly more wombo combo than Palkia, but this engine, man, you know, this engine, pretty spicy. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in another video tomorrow. Cheers.